Out here chilling. It's almost game time tonight.
Yeah.
Finals, game two. You know what I'm saying? Bron, he did his thing, but he was by himself. I felt like it wasn't enough because he ain't had that help. But at the same time, you know, the Warriors did their thing, but like we was talking about the other day, Klay Thompson still ain't even go off. You
Yo,
know?
Clay, he was 3 for 16.
Something crazy. Might be two.
Yeah, 3 for 16, 3 for 20, something like that. That's crazy. So it's scary both ways. Like, Cleveland was off.
Yeah.
But that had a lot to do with Golden State defense.
And we can't forget they got a lot of shooters too.
They got a lot of weapons, yo.
They got a lot of
Cleveland
shooters.
got a lot of weapons. Warriors got a lot of weapons. But yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be tough to beat them with KD playing like that.
Yeah, what you think?
I think the Warriors got it again.
Yeah.
I think Steph's gonna come through. You know, he's a fan favorite right now. He's definitely doing his thing. I think it's gonna come through in the clutch for the team.
Yeah, he ain't got to do it by himself now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the big difference.
That's true. What y'all think, just in general, we talking about the game, but let's talk about, in our field, music. What do y'all think is the state of hip-hop right now and where it's going?
Personally, man, I like where it's at right now. Like, I know people be like, oh, you know, mumble rap is taking over, but I think there's a lane for all of it. I think what we're watching right now is hip-hop expanding. Whereas before it was just, you know, take it back to the 90s, it was the lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Now you have people like Lil Uzi Vert out, like, all my friends are dead, push me to the edge. I like it though.
Yeah.
It's vibe music, not too much substance, but I rock with it though. At a party, maybe on the car, I don't know. What about y'all?
I mean, I feel like hip hop itself, I feel spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Because you coming through that. Like when I was listening to hip hop, like I fell in love with hip hop with Microphone Fiend. And I didn't know shit about hip hop. Like I heard rap all the time, but I really listened to a song and understood what was happening with Microphone Fiend. So from that to the early 90s, you got Biggie, Pac, Jay, Eazy-E, Scarface, like all these people was musical legends, not only in rap, like these are worldwide icons. And we was blessed to actually live through their primes. Now you have the new ones. It's good for this generation because that's what they're going through, but we are adapting to it because it's different.
Right. The part of the transition mode where disco was turning into rap, right?
Right.
So you had like that phase where that shit was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Right.
So niggas like, okay, we listen, we paying attention.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's almost like that Harlem Renaissance stuff. There's all this different stuff that's coming out.
Right.
And it's like the melting pot. Everything is like being thrown in there, and it's like, okay, where are we going? You know what I'm saying? You can see different things.
Indeed.
I come from the '90s era myself. I'm not that old, but shit, I'm Nas. I'm Naughty by Nature. I'm Q all day.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on, and a variety of different music. But I feel like, you know, we can never expect the music to be the way it was when we were coming up, with how we fell in love with it. But at the same time, we can't disrespect that neither.
But you also gotta think, you know, hip hop's kind of always been a young man's sport. But I think what we're seeing now is the generation differences. Because, you know, you have someone like, say, my mom, she's gonna talk about MC Lyte all day, like, oh, well, MC Lyte and Salt and Pepper.
Right.
Whereas someone like me, I'd be like, nah, you know, Ludacris was killing it, Jay-Z was killing it. And then, like, maybe my younger nephews be like, oh, nah, you know, J. Cole, Kendrick, and this and that.
Right.
So we're seeing, like, generation differences of people picking who they like and what they like. And it's all blending in, because, you know, they all kind of, like, grew up off each other. You know, someone like J. Cole, who's under Jay-Z, said that he liked listening to Jay-Z when he was younger, so.
Yeah, it's two things. It's also what hip hop means to the individual, right? Everybody got a different perspective of what hip hop is to them. Everybody fell in love with it differently. You know what I'm saying? And you fell in love with it now, it might be like, yo, I love this mumble rap shit like you talking about. But then versus somebody like, you know, one of us be like, yo, Nas was really Illmatic, my favorite album of all time, you know what I'm saying?
My favorite was Hip Hop Is Dead.
Hip Hop Is Dead.
That's a classic to me.
But it comes down to that, and then when we talking about music in general, you can never, it's hard to judge and say, you know, like when they say top 5 all time and stuff like that, right? It changes because the time ain't over. You're still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the foundation of hip hop, you could say that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I feel like when we talk about good music and stuff like that, I feel like a good artist or a great artist is the difference from you could play a song from 10 years ago in the club, go crazy, versus, you know what I'm saying? Like you go in the club, you play like, whoa, they're gonna rock with it.
Right. And they don't even know who it is.
Yeah. From when New York was taking over rap.
Right.
You know, they had it locked down for a long time, and then the South just boomed with Lil Jon and Ludacris and T.I.
Vice versa.
That's a good point.
Vice versa, you go up north and you play with Usher and Luda and Lil Jon. They gonna rock with it up there because classic music is universal.
Yeah.
These were mega hit stars. This is when the world was getting introduced to it. They were probably in the early 2000s, from what I remember. That's when they wanted to see people from other regions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I feel like we were just talking about basketball to hip hop. If you make the analogy of Michael Jordan, and they constantly make these comparisons to these new players, but it's not fair to the new generation because Kobe is their Jordan, LeBron is their whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like the next generation is gonna have somebody that's their LeBron, or their Kobe.
That's true.
And like we're spoiled by Jordan because everybody, you know, even the people that they compare him to, they feel like Jordan is the greatest ever.
Yeah.
That's what they grew up saying. That's what they'll say to this day. But like music, you'll say Nas, you'll say Jay-Z.
And I think like the younger generation, they really don't care who the hell came before them.
Yeah.
I mean, think
but
about.
they should.
Think about when we was younger. I mean, not me per se, because I like that old school shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll listen to people from the 50s, 60s, 70s, but I'm on some other shit from people. But for the most part, they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I was growing up listening to Marvin Gaye when my parents were like, no, this is real music.
Yeah.
And it was real music, but it just changes and your perception changes.
Right.
The time changes. Time changes. Like you said, you know, nigga who listen to Nas versus somebody who listen to Day. It also, you can't expect somebody 17 to relate to niggas 29.
Right. Exactly. I mean, when I came up, I'll say like in '96, I was still a little kid. I didn't know what Jay-Z was talking about. I didn't know nothing about any of that sitting on the street shit. I was watching Power Rangers, playing with toys, so there was nothing connecting us. I just knew that he sounded different and it sounded kind of cool.
It's all about what you understand, what you register, and it comes with the maturity of your mind, maturity of your own creativity, because if you don't have the creativity of a creative artist, you'll never understand them anyway.
Right.
So if you don't have the lyrical understanding of a lyrical artist, you're going to say it's whack.
Exactly.
True.
By the way, you are sitting with Canary Balance, Hustle, Slice. We over here chopping it up, making it do what it do, talking about what we our view on hip hop, our view on everything.
This is a question I always like to ask too. Who is you guys' favorite group of all time? I'll let you know. All bat for me is Outkast. Big Boy Andre, I rock with them all day.
I don't feel like that's a fair question. You have to like put it down in duo, trio, quattro, because you can't say Outkast is better than Wu-Tang.
I can say that.
Outkast better than Wu-Tang?
You know what I'm saying? It's like
I'll fight you on that.
Oh man.
Just because for one, Wu-Tang had 9 members.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fair.
But at the same time, though, I think that
Outkast is probably the best duo.
Big Boy and Dre together was just dropping it. Hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
I mean, they pretty much kicked the door open for the South.
Right.
I think it's a tough question because, like you said, one is 9 members versus 2, but then 2, what are we basing it on?
But then you also got groups like Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
Someone might say they're better than Outkast.
No. I feel like Tribe made you can't even say more conscious music because Outkast has an array of conscious songs.
Right.
I feel like Tribe is in their own lane.
Like they're on their own universe.
Even
right
though
now.
De La Soul is close to that,
Yeah.
like Tribe Called Quest is in their own lane. Like the way they mastered the jazz and the flow and just the snare drum, it's like nobody really did it like that.
Right. True. They were definitely
And still
first
was
to the
dope.
world.
Like on every song, like, they was singing and everything.
Yeah, that's a tough question. That's a very tough question because, man,
It ain't too many duos where both of them rap. Like you had Eric B and Rakim,
Right.
but you can't quote nothing from Eric B. You got Public Enemy. It was like 8 members, but all you know is Flavor Flav and Chuck.
Right.
You know, but there's 8 members of Public Enemy. Like they all got credit for every song.
shit, you got Leaders in New School.
The leaders of New School is
You got
Tribe,
Bone
with
Thugs.
Buster, with then Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's 4 people. Sometimes 6. Like they had Lazy,
yeah.
Crazy, Busy.
Everybody.
You know
All
what
the
I'm
boys
saying?
have
Like, yo,
Jizzy.
Yeah.
Wishbone,
Yeah.
Neckbone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, that's a good question though. But as far as a duo,
Some of y'all let us know what y'all think. Who the best
yeah,
rap
tell
group
us,
of all time?
tell us
Yeah.
for sure. All right, so top 5 dead or alive.
Damn.
That's tough.
That's so hard.
Now hold on. Before we say it though, is this based on our favorite
Or
hits, lyrics? It gotta be based on something.
I think
'Cause that'd be the thing. That'd be the thing
I
be
guess-
getting me with these lists
It's
online.
I
okay.
guess best all around.
Yeah, this is the best that you've heard all around, not just
They had
lyrics.
solid projects, solid
Yeah, not
lyrics,
just sales, just everybody,
good engagement with their fans,
all of that.
influential. I'm not going first.
Sheesh. It's tough for me to say because only for the fact that I'm really my mind without thinking about it. The first 5 to come to my mind. This is no particular number 1 or nothing, but for me, just based on hit songs, based on content, based on touching the people, I go with Pop. I go with Big because he was raw, and he represented the hood. He represented in the sense he represented what all artists represent. You know what I'm saying? He represent coming from where you come from, on the way there, trying to get it, what you go through on the way, and then what happens when you make it. You know what I'm saying? So I, of course, Big Pop. I go Nas because the stories, the message. You know what I'm saying? I feel like even though everybody know Nas, but I feel like he still ain't get his just due. Like in some fashion, I feel like that. I mean, just on the content alone.
But think about it with Nas, was he consistent? He dropped an album maybe every 2 to 3 years. So I think
True.
that's what kind of swayed people.
But the thing about it though, is when you that good, I feel like you can do it though. You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
at that time. No
Yeah,
internet,
at that time,
no,
yeah.
No microwave music.
And it wasn't like he had to, because what he did was so good that it was like, okay, whose content is beating him?
Yeah.
Even if he drop it, you know what I'm saying?
But someone that was always on his heels to me was AZ.
Yeah, AZ was one of my top underrated artists of all time.
Definitely underrated. Definitely
Very underrated. My favorite song with Nas and AZ, I would say How You Living. How You Living is it's just, I could ride to that anytime. I could put that on and vibe out. Those are my top 3. Number 4 is Jay, because not only does he got hits, not only does he got punchlines and lyrics, but it's just his aura alone. You know what I'm saying? He got that swag. You know what I'm saying? He's that nigga. Like
Of course.
he's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's different. It's just different with him.
And he's just further ahead of like everybody that in his generation when he was doing it. Even now he's making $1 billion deals. So.
Word. Number 5 is hard. Number 5 is very difficult. But once again, for me, this is all based on my experiences in life and my relatability. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be different because we all come from different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my number 5, believe it or not, is Jada.
Jada.
Jada Kiss.
Kiss of
Jada
Death.
Kiss.
Top 5 dead or alive.
Jadakiss, and that's basically off of punchlines, off of consistency, because I've never heard him say a whack verse. Ever. I've never heard a verse and I was like, damn, Jada, like,
You dropped the ball.
you lost it on this one.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I give him the edge, a little bit of edge over Fab, because him and Fab to me is like,
Yeah, they're almost neck and neck.
they almost neck and neck. But I give Jada just a little bit more because he got that rawer image, I would say. Fab is Fab. You can't take nothing away from him. But I feel like I guess I've been on the journey longer with Jada. You know what I'm saying?
So your whole top 5 is from New York.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
All right.
And that's not on purpose.
It's
That's
how
not
you
on
grow up,
purpose.
like what she said. So for me, I guess in no order, I can't really rate that right now off the top of my head. Like,
You know the best way to do this? Whoever your favorite MC of all time, because you know exactly who that is, that's the person you should start with.
True.
All right, then I'll start with Kanye West.
Okay?
So I put Kanye in there just because he's innovative. He gave us that whole new sound, the whole melodic shit that we're hearing today.
Mm.
That started from 808 and Heartbreaks. At least he made it
Yeah,
popular.
that was my favorite. That's one of my favorite Kanye albums.
Definitely one of my favorites for sure.
That shit Kanye.
So Kanye, then I'll go to Tupac. Tupac, obviously, megastar, big star, died before his time. After that, I think I'll put Andre 3000. Megastar, definitely far ahead of his time. Love Below, one of the best albums I've heard when I was younger. Revisited it, it was even better. Aged like fine wine with me. Number 4, I think I'll put Jadakiss in there. I think I'm with you on that. Because Jada, for one, like, he was saying punchlines on songs that I was just like, yo.
Consistent.
Like, every single time he did it, I was like, bro, this dude can
I
rap.
feel like he made punchlines cool.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5, believe it or not, and y'all might not agree with me, I put Nelly in. Because for me, Nelly, he came out of St. Louis. He came out of somewhere no one was paying attention to.
That's
with
true.
A mega song and just
That's
set
true.
the world on fire. From EI to Ride With Me.
He had hits. He had plenty of hits.
He had a good, at least 6-year run.
Yeah, he
with
had
no
a
one
lot of
messing with
hits.
him.
That's true.
And that was something I looked up to at the time.
That's true.
Okay.
How's
Nas. Favorite rapper of all time is Nas. The reason is because I feel like nobody started off the way Nas did. Like to have a debut album and be like have no promotion. Like if you remember that time, Illmatic had no promotion. It wasn't like, yo, here comes Illmatic. Like Reasonable Doubt. Jay's first album had plenty of promotion
Right,
because he was trying to get Rockefeller started.
right.
So he was pushing. But Illmatic just came out of nowhere like, yo, who is this kid?
Yeah.
Like we heard him before, but we didn't know. But I think Nas is the best to me because it's a balance of everything. He gets out the flow, delivery, content. He made a nigga album. If anybody made an album like that with 8 out of 14 of your songs is about slavery, your career will be over.
Pretty much.
That's like playing with career suicide.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
But lyrically, like what you said earlier, he can do that.
Yeah,
Like his lyrical ability is like beyond what anyone could really hope to be, especially
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, he got a line where he said, "Name a rapper that I haven't influenced," and you can't.
Yeah.
You can't name somebody that he hasn't influenced. He's influenced every single person,
Right.
every single rapper. So got Nas. Second will be Pac. Pac is close to Nas, but their styles is different. But as far as what they're saying and what they're doing and the pattern, the stories, the grittiness, the ability to go from hardcore to the flamboyant lifestyle and still make it dope. Pac is an icon, of course, outside of music. He was rich. He was definitely before his time. And
Gone too soon.
just
God
going
bless
too
the
fast, for real.
All around artist.
Right. Number 3. Ooh. Number 3 would have to be Biggie. Definitely Big. Big did everything. Like you said, piggyback off that. Big came from the bottom. He showed you how it is to be poor and be cool. He showed you how it is to get an advance check and just be surviving. On the first joint was named the first album he had out.
Ready to
Before
Die.
that, Ready to Die. Ready to Die showed you, look, I got a little bit of money. I'm still in the streets. I'm kind of like on the fence, but he made it dope. And I feel like his style started a lot of stuff for people.
Definitely, for sure.
The mafiosa rap style.
I'm probably gonna get crucified by y'all for not putting Biggie on my list, but
Yeah, Big is a definite. My 4 and 5 is so hard, man, because you got Andre 3K. Nobody said Eminem.
see, this is my thing with Eminem. All right, I'm gonna get crucified again, guys. So, Eminem definitely probably one of the best lyricists ever, rap god. But the thing for me, all the little shit he was saying on his albums were, it was a lot of jokes and shit, and the joke's not funny no more now that I'm older.
Right.
Especially since it was a lot of hate rap, like, oh, this faggot this, that faggot that.
Right.
Now that I'm older, this shit's not cool to me.
You know, with M, it's like his
But I love you, M. I do
yeah,
love you, M.
the songs that he was marketing was having jokes in it.
Yeah, right.
If you listen to his album and you really listen to it, just like Rap God, like he's saying a couple jokes in there, but it's so much stuff he's saying.
Right.
If you slow that shit down, it's like, yo, this dude is unreal.
Right.
How the hell are you fitting this in the song and having it make sense
Right.
at the same time? Like, and he's white, so I'm stuck between them two, but I have to buckle down, and my number 4 would have to be Andre 3000. Probably one of the most versatile artists I've ever heard in my life.
Right. For sure.
Love Below, just how hard he was on Criminal. Criminal, he really showed how lyrical he can get. Like, it's dangerous. Like, he can fuck with anybody when it comes to rapping.
I also liked him on Stankonia too.
The Stankonia he was rocking, the way he started off, even Gasoline. He was saying so much crazy stuff. It was like, yo, like, think about it. But
He don't get that judge due either, though.
I think
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
I think he does.
To some degree, like,
And maybe it's because we're out in Atlanta. But
yeah, because we in the city, we here, but you
He's
go,
recognized, but he's not on a plateau.
yeah, I mean, if we had the same
but
conversation,
he's in the top 5 conversation. Though.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. for
that's
sure.
true. But like I think, like I said, but that goes back to like if this was, if we had this conversation, us three with 3 different people, and we are up north, I don't think they'll put him in there.
Nah, because there's too many
Yeah,
rappers
probably
up
not.
there
There's too many rappers they like up north.
that you know what I'm
So like,
saying?
I feel like the people.
I feel like they would put Mr. Cheeks in there before Andre. Just
Nah,
because-
hell
Yeah.
Hell no. But it'll seriously, based on the person, if they're
Oh.
biased to like somebody from California,
Right.
they're gonna have about 3 California
Yeah,
artists.
they're gonna say Q.
They're
Cube,
gonna say
Snoop.
Snoop and Tupac.
And they probably put Scarface in there.
Yeah.
Even though he's from
Face,
Texas,
yeah.
you get a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
love from Cali. But my fifth joint is tough because I'm from Jersey, so
Who you got now?
Redman,
Redman.
Redman, you got in there. Like,
I love Redman.
Redman is dope, but I can't give him that 5th slot.
Okay.
He's a good character though.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's definitely.
Character
Y'all
wise,
talking about underrated? That's underrated.
yeah, he's a hell of a character, man.
Yeah, five has to go to Rakim.
Nice.
Man, I don't know how I love Rakim.
5 is Rakim.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel kind of bad
Rakim
for
is
leaving Rakim.
Rakim is
Damn.
Nas for my daddy in it.
Damn, I can't believe I left Rob.
Like Ra influenced so many people, and then you could put in LL. I mean, it's so many
Yeah,
people
that's
that
true.
you could put in
That's
that
true.
covered a wide.
That's the one
base
person
of
I would take
everything.
out for Jada. I would take. If I could swap out,
Yeah,
take
if
it
I
back. I'll
was
put
gonna
Rakim.
swap out,
I'll
I'll
put
swap
Rakim.
out
Yeah.
Rakim.
The God. Yeah, Ra gets. He don't really need a caption, man.